Welcome to the Void, everyone. My name is Kuthraus, also known as the Transfiendling, and today we're going to be experiencing the Drowning Machine. I have already had to restart recording this once because it was being weird and it caused my recording to crash, but this is a game made in memorial to one of the devs who, well, I'll let the game explain. Read before playing. I feel it's important to warn you of what exactly you're about to see. As much as it has been incredibly painful to work on, I feel that this message is one that needs to be heard. In February of 2019, my best friend Charlie took his own life. He was a brother to me as much as he was a friend. A few months before his passing, he and I had begun to work on a game together, a project he loved dearly. What you're about to see is the closest I will ever come to his original vision, wrapped in my own experience mourning his loss. The Drowning Machine is a testament to his life and creativity and the real, unfiltered experience of losing a loved one to suicide. I have attempted to start this project a number of times under a number of different names and perspectives. This has been the only way that feels right. Before he passed, he insisted that if anything bad ever happened to either of us, the other had to finish the game. Profit from the Drowning Machine will be donated to a trans lifeline in Charlie's honor. Release order. 6, 4, 3, 1, 2, 5. 6, 4, and 3 are out currently, which is what we'll be going through today. Also, a heads up, there is a lot of visual fuckery with this in terms of, like, flickering objects, things jittering and jolting, and, like, otherwise just, like, visually being very overwhelming and very glitchy looking. So, this might be something to more listen to for anyone who's visually sensitive. I'm going to go ahead and read the excerpts for each section, even though we can only play 3 of them. Section 1. Movement 1. Reverie. The beginning. You were gone long before I ever knew where to start looking. I watched as your spine began to snap. Reverie contains excerpts from the poem Severance, written by Charlie, provided before his passing. The Spite, Movement 2. If I knew it was the last time I would ever see you, would I have acted differently? I felt betrayed and I'll regret it forever. Movement 3, Freefall. The Waiting. I tore out my fingernails waiting to hear your voice. I kept telling myself that the blood made me miss that call. Freefall contains excerpts from the poem Selfish, written by Charlie, provided before his passing. Movement 4, The Wanderer. During a period of grief, sometimes it's better to fight your way to the surface, trying desperately to breathe again. Sometimes it's safer to just sink beneath the waves. Wanderlust contains excerpts from the poem Break It Down, written by Charlie, provided before his passing. Movement 5, The Dread. Endless questions doomed never to be answered, once more around the sun without him. Movement 6, Eulogy. The End. After what I'd seen, I couldn't bear the thought of having to see you in that coffin. The makeup artist at the last funeral could barely cover the marks. Eulogy was created in 3 hours using the poem Your Actions Will Have Consequences, written by Charlie, provided before his passing. So we're going to get started with The Waiting. Or not The Waiting. With Freefall, which has the subtitle, The Waiting. Again, disclaimer. Movement 3, Freefall, and all other excerpts from The Drowning Machine contain heavy reference to real death, suicide, self-harm, suicidal ideation, and a number of other dark themes. If you are sensitive to any of the above material, please tread carefully. The Drowning Machine is a true story. Also, it is still a demo at the moment. God, it's such an unimportant detail compared to everything else. Freefall. I found a nest of birds, huddled together in the corner of the porch overhang of our family home. It was spring and the newborn babies had to eat. The incessant chirping was mind-numbing. But the birds... Heaven. Hey, have you heard from Charlie? No? Why? He sent me something weird. Haven't heard from him since Friday. I'm getting worried. One morning, the chirping was different. A tiny baby with no eyes to see had fallen from its home. The thing was pathetic, screaming for help from the pavement below. But as we all know, you're not supposed to touch a baby bird. I left it there to wait for its mother. But night fell, and the bird's cries for help went unheeded, now weak with exhaustion. I did what I could to keep it from harm, trying desperately to bring it closer to its home. I fear I may have sealed its fate. Charlie. It was fun at first. The brush of wings, the words between words, the brilliance of the light. Sunlight lingered on his lips, danced in his smile, radiated from his eyes, a heavenly gleam that seemed to blot out the endless ocean, the lilting swallow melody that covered the notes of my own swan song. Oh. Right, because... Oh, fuck, I forgot what the term swan song actually meant for... Shit. God, like, I've not gone through this, but just... This, I know this is like very Silent Hill-y. Hello. The next day, the baby bird was motionless. Its sick and fluids splayed out across the stark white where it laid. The baby never stood a chance. Jesus. I laid at an impasse. My daughter had seen the bird, saw how it yearned to live. She wanted to see it reunited with its family. I couldn't stand the thought of her cries when she discovered it. Crying out for its own mother. I'm starting to really worry. He doesn't usually disappear for this long. He can't be gone for real this time. I can't do this without him. James lives on the same campus. I'll ask him to go knock on Charlie's door. Nina. He left a note on our server saying we could split up his stuff when he's gone. Tell your friend to fucking hurry. I think this might be the actual text conversation they had when they got the news. Fuck. Oh, but right, just... I know this is like very like Silent Hill aesthetic and whatever, but this is also just a very... I've been in the state where the world looked like this for my own reasons. I was suddenly the only person on Earth, the only person in this garden of weeds, thoughtlessly, autonomously grabbing at the rose that called to me, thinking it was beautiful when my blood fell on the petals, because it was his color, and how could that be wrong? Cupid's bow bent and slung those words into my bloodstream. I love you. When it comes to lies, the heart-shaped arrow kills just the same as the spade, and sometimes the anger consumes me. Oh, fuck. In memoriam, I laid the baby to rest in the garden, behind the bushes, out of sight. I thought I had done it a favor. Maybe the mother would finally come to care for her sickly child. I tried not to think about it. I tried desperately to bury myself in my work. Anything to escape the memory of its cries. I'm so sorry, you guys. Charlie passed away. Whoa, what? The words just vanished. A double-headed snake with no eyes, thrashing blindly, purposeless, teeth bared. Because 5 years ago, I was murdered, or maybe I wasn't. Is it murder if I provided the knife and let him into my home? Crystal clear, the sun's rays can sear a brand of foolishness into virgin skin, but it always happens as a warm, familiar glow. My life, it seems, is controlled by a single letter of the alphabet. Faith, fall, face, flight, fail, freeze, forget. You're not going to be forgotten, Charlie. Racked with guilt and desperation, I took one last look. The chirping had stopped, but the wailing had just begun. I cannot... Maybe it would have been better if it had passed on long ago. The swarming mass of biting ants. The agonizing screams of a baby in pain. And a family of birds, now silent. Free fall. An excerpt from The Drowning Machine. A game by Aidan Cushing. Based on an original story by Charlie Schulz. Excerpt from Selfish, written by Charlie Schulz. Provided for game use. Do I... Fuck. That was a new noise. Guess we go back. Not even the drugs help anymore. Dive deeper. Oh, I see. I think this is what you're supposed to do. I don't know, actually. Movement 4. The Wanderlust. Wanderer. Disclaimer. Movement 4 Wanderlust and all other excerpts from The Drowning Machine contain heavy references to real death, suicide, self-harm, suicidal ideation, and a number of other dark themes. If you are sensitive to any of the above material, please tread carefully. The Drowning Machine is a true story. Wanderlust. And stay out. Wandering around the store, crying. You're scaring the customers. Fucking weirdo. Oh, okay, this is an asshole talking. Oh, what's this? Pulling my teeth, a hook, a deer. Pulling my teeth, a hook, a deer, headlights being... Oh! Oh! So we have to piece together this riddle, or this poem. Oh. This is very... Cheer up, bud. It's the first snow of the winter. Hasn't snowed at all, and it's February. Why aren't you excited? You love this. This is your favorite part of winter. When everything is still, and the snow soaks up the sound. Can't hear anything at all. This is, in a really weird way... Okay, so we have a little bit more. I guess I could read the fragments as we get them, but they don't make a lot of sense. I wasn't not certain. Wasn't certain about that. This is a very beautiful memorial. It's sad, but it's very... Is it weird to say that? Jesus Christ. Is it weird to say that it's like... I don't know. It's... The love put into this is charming and very sweet. It's been tearing me up, you know, not knowing how you went. Every night I see you there, in that two-person dorm room, alone, left to sit for 3 whole days, with that second empty bed frame set up against the wall, and the flies crawling in. Pulling my gum, my teeth, a hook, a deer headlights being used, pinching the candles, kiss the ecstatic birthday boy, the patient, not. Heck, I missed a line of text, because I clicked on the poem. I'm guessing that last one's down those stairs that we saw. Yeah, there's the last page over there. Slam shut behind me, please. No? Okay. Last one? Pulling my gum teeth a few... Actually... Oh, I'm curious what that QR code leads to. Pulling my gum, my teeth, a hook, a deer headlights being used, pinching the candles, kiss the ecstatic birthday boy that pay not out a promise they. Alright, I can use tab to open up the poem at any time. Fuck. Oh. Fuck. I'm gonna need to lie down after this one, I do believe. Not mess, spitting it out. They come, they promise, they. Ooh. I have a bad feeling that that last one's going to be lie. Of course I wondered. Into the snow, no jacket required. I've done that. White drawing streaks of red across the skin. Rubbed raw from the sea salt. Unfeeling. You had to know I couldn't stand to lie there. Wrapped in your burial shroud. Your epitaph through magenta glass. Boring holes in the back of my head. From outside the window. The ecstatic birthday boy, the compliant hospital patient. It's there, it's not, it's gone, making a mess, spitting it out, a tangle of yarn, a selfish little toddler. They come, they promise, they leave. Fuck. Sorry, I know that... sorry, I know I'm not saying a whole lot that's not just the game text. This isn't that sort of game, you know? This isn't much of... This is a memorial to their friend. Their brother. Pulling my gums, baring my teeth, a fish on a hook, a deer in the headlights, being born, being used, being dead, pinching the candles, kissing the flame, the ecstatic birthday boy. The compliant hospital patient, it's there, it's not, it's gone. Making a mess, spitting it out, a tangle of yarn, a selfish little toddler. They come, they promise, they leave. Time to get out of here. Okay, I have validated my ticket. Do I... going downstairs more. Probably? Oh yeah, the store's open now. Oh, now I can get on the train. Presumably? Unless this is gonna slam shut in my face. I don't know. But where do I take my ticket now? I mean, it's... God, that's so not even the point. If I approach the train, will it just do it? No. Let us see. I almost feel like I'm supposed to be able to get to that car. Oh, or maybe here's where I'm supposed to be going. Oh. Wait. What? Oh, Void, I'm confused. I think geometry shifted, maybe? I don't know. Where is... Oh, I'm on the opposite side of the tracks now. That's where I am. Okay, but where do I board? This looks like an open door. Jesus. Press the left mouse button to take a seat. That's bullshit. You never bought that ticket. Where the fuck were you going to go? Home? No destination is worth the price. Of the space in between. You stayed on that bench until they found you. Scared shitless. In the snow. Alone. Wanderlust. An excerpt from The Drowning Machine. A game by Aidan Cushing. Based on an original story by Carly Schultz. Excerpt from Break It Down by Charlie Schultz, provided for game use. Can I still... No. It's okay. I can't stop seeing him either. I understand. Yeah, there's like different messages each time. Are you sure you can live with not knowing? You promised. Movement 6. Eulogy. After what I'd seen, I couldn't bear the thought of having to see you in that coffin. The makeup artist at the last funeral could barely cover the marks. Disclaimer. Movement 6 Eulogy and all other excerpts of The Drowning Machine contain heavy reference to real death, suicide, self-harm, suicidal ideation, and a number of other dark themes. If you are sensitive to any of the above material, please tread carefully. The Drowning Machine is a true story. Eulogy. Some more paper collecting. The lingering sounds like too long, tastes like, feels like silent. Please, don't go. I expect this one to be a little rough. Get through this together. I promise, kiddo. Please. The lingering, persistent cough sounds like too long of a drag, tastes like ragged purging, feels like silent, exhaling screaming, the subconscious itching, a spot of rust. I can't do another open casket. I can't. Haven't slept in days. All those nights I drove you home early. I should have known. The lingering, persistent cough sounds like too long of a drag, tastes like ragged purging, feels like silent, exhaling, screaming. The angry, subconscious itching, whispers like a spot of rust, screams like the, cries like the floating, snags like it, grips like, pulls like. Now I take the back roads. Oh God. That is a whole ass body right there. Wait. Oh no, oh. Could be wrong. I think, based on the first one, I think that might be, like, I think this might be a recreation of where Charlie... Well, no, because Charlie died in... I will say, whenever I process later, I'll probably figure it out. But right... It's okay. Sorry, game text. But right now, I'm struggling a bit to tell between what's meant to be taken literally, what's just metaphor. Because if these are... No, the words are poems. I think the visuals are meant to be more literal than the poems, because the words are all taken from excerpts of Charlie's poetry. And based on what I can imply, I think this is a replication of where Charlie took his life. I think. You'll be fine. Hide the hurt. You promised. Oh no. You owe it to him. Jesus. Press left mouse button to interact.
Today I'm here in front of you to read words I was hoping I'd never have to write. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get through them, but for his sake I damn well have to try. These words might be rough for some, but I promised him I'd say them. Monday morning, I woke up to the news I had been praying not to hear the night before. Charlie Schultz, the brightest star in my life, had passed away. I spent several days convinced this was all a bad dream I'd wake up from with a hole torn in my heart, but sadly I've had no such luck. I've spent several days trying to find a singular event, some defining moment in my friendship with him that could capture everything he meant to me, but no single experience with him could ever show you what it was like to have him in your life. No words could ever encompass the boundless creativity and artistry of the things he created. No words could ever explain the endless late nights and inside jokes and philosophical conversation, the laughter, the tears. No words could ever encompass the bottomless support and love he had for the people he cared about. Though he may not have seen it himself, Charlie was a warrior. The fears and burdens and sorrow he experienced in his life would crush even the strongest among us. Charlie held the weight of the world on his shoulders, but if you so much as frowned within a mile of him, he wouldn't hesitate for a single second to drop everything he was doing to come to your rescue. Charlie may not have known it, but he was our rock, and we did all we could to be his. But the pain is incomprehensible, and his fight has ended. So in honor of his fight and the joy he brought into our lives, I ask all of you only one thing. Today let us bury the body of the daughter, granddaughter, niece, and sister who never quite was. Let us lay to rest his fears and pain and regret. Let us mourn the parts of him that never were. And let us remember and rejoice in the light of the son, grandson, brother, and friend Charlie truly was. His dry wit and boundless creativity, the good times and the bad. Let us remember the warrior, inspiration, and absolute gem of a human being that is Charlie Schultz, because a little bit of that man lives on inside each and every one of us. Rest in peace, kiddo. I'm so proud to have called you my friend.
That was beautiful. Eulogy. An excerpt from the Drowning Machine. A game by Aidan Cushing, based on an original story by Charlie Schultz, adapted in his memory. Excerpt from Your Actions Will Have Consequences, written by Charlie Schultz, provided for game use. Fuck! Oh, Boyd. Thank you, Aidan, for sharing his story. Thank you, Charlie, wherever you are, for having blessed this world with your existence in the first place. Fuck. This was beautiful. This is beautiful. It's heartbreaking. But the love and effort put into this is felt. and is seen. And fuck, do I recognize so much of it. Oh. Unsure if intentional, but hey, another really good way of how the environment really evokes the grief is because, at least for me, the jittering is very similar to how my vision goes whenever it's all streaked with tears. I don't know what else to say. This was beautiful. Thank you all for watching. Please, check out the game. Donate if you can. Remember, Charlie. Please be kind to yourselves and one another.